Assalamualaikum and a very good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another episode under IIUM TV production, which is Political Insights, 40 minutes of political knowledge. So, today we're going to talk about a topic in relation or relative to IIUM itself. So, the Kuliah-based society elections are actually coming quite close. So, what's better to talk about if it's not talking about the students? Being so, the topic of today will be the student union leaders exploring campus representation. So, in regards to being about student union itself, why not we invite and also talk with the student leaders themselves. Here we have Brother Nadzmi, which is an officer under the Education Office of Student Union. And also we have Sister Nurunnuha, which is the Chairwoman of the Election Commission for 2023 and 2024. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. Thank you.
Sister?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good. Thank you for asking.
Yeah. So they're good, I'm good. So why not we go straight into the question itself? So in relation to the question, I'm going to ask about in relation to the quite general topic of student unionism itself and also student union. So, so the first question I'll ask to both of you is basically, can you briefly tell us about the aspirations of IIUM Student Union itself? Because I believe not a lot of people will probably know about it. So please, Brother Nazmi.
Yeah. Thank you. First of all, thank you for Political Insight for inviting me. My name is Nadzmi. I'm the Office of Education for IIUMSU. So, when it comes to student union, particularly IIUMSU Student Union, until now, it's been almost 5 years IIUMSU stand tall and proud until these days. When we talked about the aspiration about IIUM Student Union, there are three things that come to my mind on the aspiration of the student union. First of all, IIUMSU aspire to serve the students. That one, to serve the student in context of serving the welfare part, the education part, and also the development of the student itself. And the second part bring to much broader sense or narrative, which IIUMSU as a student union aspire to be a formidable third force and also a functioning civil society movement in a larger context which bring changes in terms of public policy and in terms of making changes, direct changes in the country policy making arena. So, and the third part is when we talk about student union, we cannot separate it from university. The university consists of student union, the administration, and the staff. So, in order to get a holistic university, student union need to be hand in hand with the university, the other part of university, which is the staff association and also the administration, to forge a better university for us to live in. So basically, that is the three things that I would say IIUMSU achieve to aspire as a student union. The first one is to serve the students, that the most imminent part of it. The second part is to be a change maker as a civil society and a third force. And the third one is to create a holistic environment of university. So that's my answer.
Sister Nurha?
Okay, thank you. First of all, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Qala rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Thank you, IIUMTV, for inviting me. My name is Nuha and I'm currently the chairwoman for IIUMSU Election Commission. So to answer your first question, basically I am agree with the answer given by Brother Nadzmi. It's a very comprehensive answer. But in my opinion, for us to answer this question, first thing first, we need to understand what is the differences between aspiration and also the mission vision. Basically, in general organization, if we say like any student bodies or any organization, we have something that we call as VMOS. Vision, mission, objective, strategies. And this is the things that we want to achieve. But this is different with what we call as aspiration. Aspiration is the reason or the spirit that we have in order to achieve those VMOs. So what are the spirits behind the union? There are two things with me. The first one is to have the student independency. What does it mean by student independency? It is for us to be no longer governed by the universities, because as we know previously, if we are in SRC, we are under stat, right? But currently, For student union, we are registered under ROS, and we are working as the NGO itself. And secondly is for us to have the financial sustainability, for us to have our bank account, to take care of our own financial. And if we have these two things, the student independency and also the financial sustainability, uh, after that we can achieve the things that that was mentioned by Brother Nazmi, which is to serve the students' welfare and so on and so forth. So in my opinion, these are the aspirations for IUM Student Union itself.
Mhm. Understandable. Very coherent answers between both of you. So I believe it's in agreement for being within the student union itself. So I want to go to the next question basically. So people would probably see that the student union itself probably is similar to SRC. Some students would probably see that because the idea itself probably is not as clear. So being so, I would like to ask, how do the different campuses coordinate in matters of the student union itself? In the Gambang campus and the Kuantan campus and also the Gombak campus, basically. Maybe one of you want to answer first?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
When we talk about the coordination of matters between campuses, like in IIUMSU, the organizational chart is based on three parts. Like we have central part, and then we have localities, which consist of Kuantan, Gombak, and Pago. So each locality, I would say, have its unique own system in governing things inside the student union. But these three localities bind with one central part, which is led by our president, Brother Muntasi. So in this kind, when coordinating matters between campuses, every campuses have many problems, I would say, and they have different type of problems that need to be tailored according to the campus. Again, when it comes to coordination, there always be meetings to coordinate the matters between campuses. Meeting so in current SU tenure, they are continuous like monthly meeting on central meeting and then the locality meeting, and it done continuously so that each and every offices in every locality in central and locality could be updated with the current progress that the student union is going through. So the direction is clear, the path is being path. So meeting is actually one of the ways for us to keep being updated and to align as one union together. So that's my answer.
Sister Nurunnuha, do you have something to add?
Okay, thank you. Once again, I echo the answer gave by Brother Nazmi. Meeting is very important for any organization. And in my part, there are two things. How I handle like different localities teams, because as chairwoman of EC, I need to bear in mind that my responsibility is not only for Gombak, but I also cover Kuantan and also Pago campuses. So how do I manage the three campuses at one time, right? Okay, there are two things that I do. The first one is to have the mindset management. So what is mindset management? Mindset management is for us to have the same clear goals, the same expectation, so that everyone are on the same page. That's the first thing that we need to do when we enter into a team. And the second thing is to have a good communication. So the good communication is like what Brother Nazmi mentioned just now, to have a meeting, to always update with the team members, to follow up, to regularly chat with them, even though we are from each different campuses. So that's how we coordinate things across different localities.
Great answer, great answer. Thank you so much for the answers. Appreciate it. So I want to ask another question in relation to the student union itself. Well, I'll forward this question to Brother Nazmi himself. So basically, one of the biggest authority that was given to the student union, basically they have a place in the Senate, IUM Senate itself. So it differs of the MPP, where they are under stat itself. So I want to ask, what do you think of this responsibility, and can you share with us what issues that probably student union has brought to the Senate currently and probably in the past too?
When we start the establishment of student union in 2019, particularly IMSU, there are one terms and one phrase that usually come out, which is student autonomy. The student autonomy refers to the ability of the students to make their decision based on what they think is good on their behalf, without any intervention of any entity outside of the student themselves. So student autonomy is important so that student can choose what they want and what the direction that they want to head to. So without any intervention of outside entity. So when it comes to autonomy, it's also came with one word, which is responsibility. So when it comes to responsibility, uh, it comes without the autonomy themselves. So the responsibility is big, but the thing is that we need to understand that we are future leaders. The IIUMSU and the student themselves is future leaders. So it is important for the university to give autonomy to the student so that they can be responsible for themselves. So that is the thing. The most important part of it is that we are the future leaders, and to give responsibility to us is important because it will ensure for us to be a better leader in the future.
Basically, responsibility and
Yeah,
also autonomy.
autonomy.
Understandable. So basically, it is understood that that is what we are understandable about the student union itself. So we've already brushed down basically about the understanding of what is student union, and at the same time we have a general idea of how the student union itself mobilize and also utilize the conventions that they have. But don't go away. We're going to go deeper into the student union itself and also student representatives. We'll be right back in a jiffy. Don't go away. Take a coffee break or toilet break. Up to you. I'll see you in a few minutes. Welcome back to Political Insights, 40 minutes of political knowledge. All right, so we've understood about how student union actually mobilize themselves and also coordinate amongst themselves. So we're gonna go towards the specificity or basically a bit more into the spicy questions about student union themselves. So, Sister Nurunnuha, so I would like to ask about questions regarding the inequality against other campuses. So the question is that are there actually any regulations within the election commission or in the student union's rules or constitution saying that students from other campuses could not be president? Like maybe in Gambang they can't be president.
Oh, okay. Thank you for the question. Okay, first thing first, we need to know that for student union and also election commission, the two main authorities that we use is the IIUMSU Consti and also Rules and Regulation Election Commission RNREC. So in these two authorities, the Consti and also RNR, there are no specification of whether the president need to come from only specific locality. Why I say so? Okay, in Article 10, Clause 2 of Student Union Consti, it mentioned that the president will fall under the seat of central seat. What does it means by central seat, right? Okay, when we want to interpret the meaning of central seat, we need to refer to the constitution itself. In Article 2, it gives the interpretation. So it interpret the meaning of central seat is that the seat that can be contested by any members and also can be voted by any members, meaning to say anyone who intended or interested to be the president, they can run for the seat. And in addition, if we refer to Article 13 of RNR Election Commission, it provides regarding the qualification of the candidates. Who can be the candidates? Okay, in this provision, there's also no specification or there is nothing that mention about where the president need to come from. The only thing that they give or they provide is in regard, for example, the CGPA. For president, the CGPA that they need to attend is 3.0. And for other seats, for example, for deputy president, for office seats, the CGPA that they need to attend is 2.8 and above. So nothing in the consti and also in RNREC that mentions that the presidents need to come from any specific locality. So meaning to say it's open for any students who are interested to run in the presidency. So that's the answer.
So there's a possibility that we have a president from Gambang or Kuantan. I understand.
From Gambang, no, because currently IIUMSU is only for Gombak, Kuantan, and Pagoh. Gambang is for CFS, and currently we haven't include CFS students to be a part of the union.
Understandable.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
So we have another question, and this is to Brother Nadzmi. How much power does the president actually have over the other campuses? Can decisions be made by the deputies without notifying the president, or does the president actually have somewhat absolute power? So, Brother Nadzmi.
So when we talk about power, me myself as political science student, we always explain what power is. The ability to influence someone to do what they want, right? So when it comes to the question of power in IMSU, there must be a source of power, as it been said by Sister Nuha, which is the IIUM Constitution itself. The IIUM Constitution, I think, pretty much have laid the foundation on what are the jurisdiction of president and what are the jurisdiction of each locality. In these things, nevertheless, like we're having right now, I think each locality have their own autonomy in this the making decision. The deputy have the ability to think what is best for their locality. Even sometimes the policy or the ideas is contradicting with what central want. It is therefore everything must be thrown into the table first. There need to be a meeting and consensus need to be reached first before making any decision that will affect the locality or the central. So this is the practice that we in IIUM Student Union have practiced early in the days. Like musyawarah is the way forward. Like it been always the tradition and always the practice that we have. Before any decision making is happen, everything need to be thrown into the meeting, need to be discussed first, and then one could do a decision making.
Understandable. Very democratic of IIM
Yeah,
students.
it's very democratic.
Living itself, right? So basically, Sister Nurunnuha, I want to understand more, and I believe a lot of people want to understand more, the extent of the jurisdiction of the deputy president, because is it just limited to their respective campuses, or can they go beyond that, basically?
Okay, thanks for the question. So again, since I'm the law student, he is the political science student. He talks about like the ability to influence people, and I, as the law student, I love to learn the law, read the consti, read the rules and regulation. So to start my answer, I will refer back to the consti lah. Okay, so according to Article 12, again refer to the consti, to the law. According to Article 12 of the Student Union Constitution, it provides the power, specific power for Deputy President actually. So in that provision, it mentioned that Deputy President shall assist the President in carrying out his functions and shall act in place of the President during the latter absence. Meaning to say, or in simple words, it means that the power of the Deputy President is to assist the President. But we need to understand after that, what is the power for president, right? So again, refer to the Article 11 of the Constitution. It provides like several powers of the president, but I'll just like take a few. For example, the first one is to be the head of the organization, and secondly, to organize and to determine the goals of the association. But that's the answer by the book lah. Okay, if I were to give my opinion, basically the power between the deputy president and also the president, it depends on the administrative creativity. Like Brother Nazmi said, it depends on musyawarah, how they want to distribute the jurisdiction of each locality. If for example, this is the reserve matter, for example, only for locality matters, then it's the power of the deputy president to make the decision. However, if it is in regards to the locality, if it is regard, sorry, if it is regard to the central matters, it is the power for the president to decide over that matters. So after all, if we refer to the book, the power has been stated actually in the constitution, but again, it depends on case to case basis and also the administrative creativity based on that tenureship.
Understandable. But I would like to go into more about the EC itself, the
Okay.
Election Commission itself. At the same time, I want to ask, how does the EC actually ensure a transparent presidential election, considering there is a diverse perspective within the campus? We have a lot, and also a lot of people from different states comes to IIUM too, and it's the EC itself being run by students. So, is there any fallibility to begin with, or?
Oh, okay, thank you. Thanks for the question. A very good question, actually, and a very tough question, I would say. Okay, when it comes to perspective, it is something that we cannot control. It is beyond our control. The perspective of the students, of the stakeholders, it's something that beyond the power of the EC itself. But on part of EC, what we can do is like to provide an alternative how to give a fair opportunity and chances to every candidates, including the president candidates. So what I can say, one of the programs that has been initiated by Election Commission is Central Seat Campaign Tour. So if you follow the Election Commission timeline, during the canvassing period, there is one compulsory program for central seat candidates. We call as central seat campaign tour, CSCT. So what is this program all about? For this program, all the central seat candidates, it is compulsory for them to go to all three localities, Gombak, Kuantan, Pagoh, to briefly explain about their manifestos and also to learn about the problems and issues that happening on that localities. Meaning to say, this is one of the initiative that we can do as the Election Commission in order to give a fair opportunity and to open the door for the students to know about who are the candidates for the central seat.
Understandable. So I would like to one last question for the session, basically for this part. Brother Nazmi, one quick question, right? Is it fair for Gombak to have two top personnel, which is the president and also deputy during all tenures, or should we just have one president, basically?
I think the question of whether it's fair or not is not coming into picture because the IUM Constitution have laid the foundation like like Sister Nuha said, like anyone can be president. In every locality, they have chances and opportunity to contend as president. So I think, yeah, there's no problem for a student from different kuliah or even campuses to contest as president. Yeah.
But in terms of that, the problem would be participation, I believe.
Yeah, the participation is a problem that we face lately. But again, there are need of advocacy on that. The advocacy on matters of how important should student vote and how important they should participate in the campus democracy.
Understandable. Very good answers about the specific topic about student union itself. So guys, we understood about the student union during the first part, and at the same time we've also go through the issue and also the specific things about student union stuff, and also the EC, but probably not a lot of people will know. I didn't know. Now I know because of Sister Nurunnuha. So we're gonna go for another break. In another 2 minutes, we'll come back again. If you want to take a quick nap, maybe I don't think you can, but I think you can go take another coffee, another snack. We'll see you in another 2 minutes. All right. See you. See you later. Welcome back to Political Insights, 40 minutes of political knowledge. I hope you got your cup of coffee or cup of drink that I was talking about. All right, so we're going to go to the third part of our question session. So basically the third part is that we've gone through the idea of student union and student representative, some of the issues and what do they actually mobilize and what do they actually do. So we're going to talk about the suggestions on how we actually better empower student union itself. So the first question I'm going to ask to Brother Nadzmi, basically, there are rumors of efforts in establishing a branch in Gambang campus. Remember, I basically mentioned about Gambang just now.
Yeah.
So how necessary do you think this is?
The question of whether a student union should be at Gambang, I remember it was asked during the town hall, IIUMSU town hall during the open day. One participant asked the significance of having a new branch of student union in Gambang. But then I believe Gambang and IUM, they have different types of jurisdiction. As Gambang level of studies is not the same as us in the central, in IUM, Gombak, Pago, and Kuantan. Gambang have pretty much own their own system and jurisdiction. And I think there are two what you call halangan in this to have a union in Gambang. The first of all is the period of study in Gambang. Like it's only 1 years plus, and it actually doesn't enough for a tenure to be at Gambang. Like a tenure lasts for about 1 year, right? So it's actually their period of study. 1 year is their period of study. So there will be logistical problems also. And the second part is like because it's different part of like UIA, right? It's pre-university level and foundation level. So the thing is that when we want to enter Gambang, it will be different ways. But then it's not stopping us from spreading the message of unionism and student activism in Gambang itself. So I think it's a long way to go if we want a student union in Gambang. I don't say it's impossible. It may possible, but then the nearest things that we can do is the advocacy part, to understand the student at Gambang about the student union itself, so that when they come to pursue a degree, they will be conscious about what student union is, and they understand the concept of unionism itself and how important the student union. So yeah.
So, Sister Nurunnuha, in relation to Gambang still, I would like to ask, is having CFS, SCC itself, involved in the SU discussions enough for Gambang representation, basically?
Okay, thanks for the question. So, CFS SEC is their student leaders, right, in Gambang. Okay, uh, if you ask me if they be included in SU discussion, is it enough? My answer is yes. It is sufficient enough for them to know about the union, to learn briefly about what is union, the introduction, and also basic knowledge about union. And again, I think my question is relate with Brother Nazmi's question in regards uh, to promote UM Student Union to Gambang students. As I mentioned previously, to have discussion with Gambang students, it is very welcome to do it to promote the union. However, to establish union, again, I echo the answer given by Brother Nazmi. It is a very long way to go because there are several factors that we need to consider. For example, the jurisdiction, because when we talk about jurisdiction for Gombak, Kuantan, and also Pago, most of our problems doesn't relate to CFS students. So it is quite hard for us if we want to do a student union on their on their place. Okay, sorry. And secondly, in regards to the membership of IIUM student union, because we need to register, right, to be the members of student union. So if let's say we establish student union in Gambang campus, uh, what are the status of their membership if once they already finish their CFS studies and then they want to come to the main campus, for example, Gombak campus, do they need to renew the membership or do the membership we just like continue like that? So a lot of things that we need to think before we start to establish student union in Gambang campus. So to conclude my answer, in my opinion, it is very good to have a discussion about student union with them. Just like do a town hall, maybe like a session or two, maybe like a program, open day of student union at Gambang campus. But this is just like to promote, to introduce student union, but not to establish the student union yet at their campus.
So I see it's probably incoherence is that most of the problem is that is logistics.
Yeah.
Quite well. Understandable. So, Brother Nazmi, I would like to ask, basically we've gone through this question during the first few parts, but I want to ask, do you think students from the other campuses should be given chance for presidency? Sorry. But at the same time, if they don't, why don't they?
Yeah. So I think if the ideas of having presidents, central presidents from other campuses, I welcome it very much. I also want to see how the system would work like in past few presidents, all of them from Gombak. I would like to see in the future if we may have a student from different campuses act as a president for IIUMSU. But then again, I think much of the problem is on logistic, because the HQ of IIUM itself, the university, is at Gombak. So it will be hard actually for other students from different campus to be the central president. I'd not say impossible. It's hard because they need to came from Kuantan and Pago, which is very far away from Gombak, to do cases and to do their work of conduct in IUM. But then again, the opportunity is there for student to be president from any campuses. I welcome very much. I would love to see that happen in the future. Yeah.
Understandable. So the next question is in regards to the problem that we had regarding politics within our university. So this question goes to both of you. Do you think the lack of representation can be solved by establishing a rotation system, and at the same time where a president would be elected from each campus in each turn, every tenure, basically, in relation to the question by Nazmi? You want to go first, sister?
Okay, is it me?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so what I understand from that question is for us, the election commission to impose a rule on which campus that the student, that the presidential candidate should come from. Okay, in my personal opinion, I don't think that we can do the rotation system. Why? The first thing first is because we cannot control on who want to contest themselves or who want to nominate themselves in the election. It is up to the students. If the students from Pago interested and capable enough to be the president, so run for it. We are more than welcome for your nomination. And this is also relates to the democracy spirit, the spirit of democracy that we always bring with us. For democracy spirit, anyone who are capable, they are free to nominate themselves, and any voters are free to vote anyone who nominate themselves. So that's the spirit of the democracy. So if we put or if we impose the rotation system, basically we are against the democracy system. And if I may add, usually for the rotation system, it only happens if um there is a situation that there is no election. For example, for our constitutional monarch, we don't vote for our agong, right? Sebab it is come to rotation system. So for our campus, we do election. So I think it is quite irrelevant to do rotation system. But before I end, I want to add some to his answer just now for his question actually about president from other campuses, right? This is also relates to the democracy. Usually, when we talk about democracy, the leader will bring the voice of the majority of the students. Yes, I admit that previously I mentioned that there is no rule stated that the president need to come from which campus, but actually I think we understand that impliedly the president usually, I will use the word usually, come from Gombak. Why? Because we need also to take a look and consider the number of the students. Gombak have the majority of the students. It has the largest number of the students, the largest number of voters. That's why I think usually the presidents come from Gombak locality.
Understandable. So basically, we've understood the suggestions that you have suggested regarding IIM Student Union itself, and also we also discussed about the utilization and the mobilization of IIM Student Union and the idea itself. So I would like to come to a close, which is the last question I'm going to ask you. So basically, to both of you, Brother Nadzmi and also Sister Nurunnuha, what are the hopes for you for a better IIM Student Union in the future? Brother Nadzmi first.
Yeah. We are heading towards a new age of student movement and student union. Therefore, I think IIUMSU need to take its places as it SU is have the ability to become the pioneer to these changes. For me, my hope is that SU can more go bigger, advocates on things like public policy, making true changes in society, in our community, focus on rights of the disability, then the mental health part, the student fees. We go big. We go bigger with bigger ideas to make prominent change in society, act as an active and function third force, so that it will be to make a better world. To make a better world.
Understandable. Okay, Sister Nuha, one quick answer.
One quick answer.
One quick
Okay.
answer.
On my part, I'll just go basic. I just want and I hope for more active involvement of students towards student unionism, student union itself. More active involvement regardless who you are, where are you come from, which locality, which courses, which year of study, do participate in IIM Student Union. Why? Because without the student, who are the union? Who are the student union? So do participate. Don't forget to join any student union program. Don't feel that student union is only inclusive for specific group of students. Don't ever feel that it is only for student leaders. I'm here because I'm the leader of chairman of election commission. I'm the chairman of election commission. But once I end my tenureship, I'm still a part of union. And it's same with all of you. Even though you are not the leader of student union, you are still a part of union. So come and join us. And secondly, don't forget to vote in the upcoming student union election. When the election, stay tuned. Do follow our social media. And also, currently is the period of kuliah election. So don't forget to vote for your kuliah election, currently I think IRKHSS and
Cans.
KENMS, right? So the upcoming will be, I think, BETSA. So don't forget to vote in kuliah election as well. So
All right.
join us.
All right, great answers, everyone. Great answers. There you have it, folks. Remember to vote. Voting is your right as a student, even though we are students. So, basically, before I end, I would like to tell all of you, please understand that we are IIUMTV, and also if you want to know more about political insights, basically come to our social media. We have on Instagram, we have YouTube, like where you're watching right now. We have on Twitter, Facebook, and most importantly, our favorite social media application, which is TikTok. All right, so it's been fun having both of you and also explaining about student union itself. But I wish we had more time to talk about this, especially to make people know more about student union itself. So basically, but every beginning has come to an end, as cliche as it sounds. But at the same time, I would like to tell you, thank you so much for tuning in Political Insights under IIUM Remember, Political Insights, 40 minutes of political knowledge. I'll see you again next week, inshallah. Assalamualaikum, and have a very good night, everyone. Take care.